Welcome back to my channel, students. In this video, we will be discussing about Shakespearean sonnets. I will be giving you a complete picture about the background and what Shakespearean sonnets are. I will try to cover everything that is needed from the exam point of view. So pay attention, share as much as possible so that your friends also can benefit from it. Shakespearean Sonnet. It is the 154 sonnets named after its author, William Shakespeare. It is also known as Elizabethan or English Sonnet. It's a lyric poem of 14 lines written in iambic pentameter, containing 3 quatrains and 1 heroic couplet that follows a specific rhyme scheme in a fixed pattern. An iamb is the thak thak or da dum, unstressed and stressed heartbeat like foot of 2 syllables or beat. Penta means 5 and meter is the rhythm. So, iambic pentameter is the term to explain the 5 pairs of unstressed and stressed 10 syllables per line structure with a meter or rhythm sound like a heartbeat. So now let's take a closer look at what iambic pentameter is. Over here we can see a line from Sonnet 18. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Okay. In this you can see a half moon shape, red color mark on shall, thee, must, and a slash sort of a blue color mark on I, pair, to, some and day. So this half moon shape symbol is used for unstressed syllable and the slash sort of a mark is used for stressed syllable. And when we take this shall and I, we get a foot or 2 syllables. So in an iambic pentameter, we see that penta means 5. So we have foot 1, foot 2, foot 3, foot 4 and foot 5. So there are 5 feet or 5 into 2, that is 10 syllables. And each line will have this 10 syllables. So that is what has been mentioned below. So I'll just read it. See, it says, when marking a sonnet, that half moon red symbol, it's used for unstressed syllable, and that blue slash sort of a symbol is used for stressed syllable. And iambic pentameter, it means 2 syllables each into 5 feet, which is equal to 10 syllables per line. And foot or feet, it refers to a group of syllables. So I think this part will stay in your mind since it has been represented with this picture. Sir Thomas Watt, 1503 to 1542, and Henry Howard, Earl of Surrey, 1517 to 1547, translated Petrarch's sonnets into English and are regarded as the founders of the English sonnet tradition. But due to the fame and influence of Shakespeare's work, the English sonnets are frequently called Shakespearean Sonnet. It was written during the period of Renaissance. Shakespeare's sonnets are some of the most fascinating, breathtaking, and influential poems written in English, and are sometimes disturbing, confusing, elusive, and subtle in their meanings. As sonnets, their main theme is love, but they also reflect upon the time, change, aging, lust, absence, infidelity, and the problematic gap between ideal and reality when it comes to the person loved. Even after almost 410 years, some central, puzzling and unresolved questions are: what are Shakespeare's sonnets about? And how are we to read them? Versions of sonnets 128 and 144 were printed in the poetry collection The Passionate Pilgrim in 1599. Later, in 1609, his available sonnets were collected and posthumously published in a small quarto edition, roughly the size of a modern paperback, by Thomas Toffick, alias T.T. And when they were first printed as a sequence in 1609, with a mysterious dedication to Mr. W.H., it led to intense speculation, which still continues. Who was W.H., the young man of the sonnets? William Herbert, 3rd Earl of Pembroke, and Henry Wriothesley, Earl of Southampton, have been proposed as candidates. But no conclusive identification has been made, and it may never be, because it is not clear that the sonnets are even about any such particular historical individuals. Moreover, it is not known if Shakespeare was personally involved in the printing of his sonnets in 1609 and made this dedication himself, or this was made by the printer Mr. Thomas Toffick. And if the dedication was not that of Shakespeare's, then there is no point in the series of feelings, gossips, anguishes, relationships, and remarks that the sonnets map out. Shakespearean sonnets are addressed to at least 3 different people. Sonnets 1 to 126 speaks about a young man, and it is assumed to be W.H. And sonnets 127 to 152 are addressed to a dark lady. Sonnets 153 and 154 are addressed to a classical god, Cupid. The Fair Youth or the Young Man Sonnet. Sonnets 1 to 126 fall into this category and seem to be addressed to a socially superior young man, W.H. The first 17 sonnets encourage this youth to marry and father children. If not, his beauty would die with him. After this, the sonnets diversify in their subjects. The Dark Lady Sonnet. Sonnets 127 to 152 falls under this category and seems to be addressed to a woman, the so-called Dark Lady of Shakespearean legend. This woman is elusive, often tyrannous, and causes the speaker great pain and shame. Many of these sonnets reflect on the paradox of the fair lady's dark complexion. The 2 final sonnets, Sonnet 153 and 154, focuses on the classical god Cupid and playfully details desire and longing. They do not seem to directly relate to the rest of the collection. Shakespearean sonnets can be broken down into 3 open quatrains or stanzas of 4 lines each and 1 concluding heroic couplet of 2 rhyming lines at the end. Each of the 3 quatrains expresses an individual idea or a single thought or emotion and presents a question or problem or develops a central theme. A turn, specific break, change or shift in thought and direction or focus mostly comes after the first 8 lines and before the couplet, usually in the first line of the 3rd quatrain, that is line 9. The last 2 lines, called the couplet, sums up the problem or question posed in the first quadrant of the sonnet and provides an answer, solution or conclusive message for it. The couplet usually contains some key information to help us understand the importance of the quatrains. Each quatrain may ask a different question related to the main subject, and usually one answer to all the questions is found in the heroic couplet. The rhyme scheme of the Shakespearean sonnet is AB, AB, CD, CD, EF, EF and GG. First 12 lines, that is quatrains 1 to 3, contain 3 alternative rhyming schemes, and the last 2 lines contain a rhyming couplet. Quatrain 1, that is lines 1 to 4, has the rhyme scheme of AB, AB. Quatrain 2, that is lines 5 to 8, has the rhyme scheme of CD, CD. Quatrain 3, that is lines 9 to 12, has the rhyme scheme of EF, EF. And the couplet, that is lines 13 and 14, has the rhyme scheme of GG. So you see, it's clear that the alternate lines rhyme in the quatrains, and the couplet has the rhyme scheme of GG. Those 2 lines rhyme. So this is something which is very, very dominant or a main feature of the Shakespearean sonnets. It always follows this rhyme scheme. It follows a fixed or unchanging rules as to the number of lines, meter, rhyme scheme and structure. Shakespeare was evidently a very innovative writer of sonnets, releasing new potentials within this very old poetic form by modifying its structure to allow new expressive possibilities. Almost nothing is known about the poem's composition, but the sonnets have been read, recited, reprinted, and written about ever since their first appearance. They have inspired many creative works, including music and dance pieces, as well as other poems. They continue to intrigue those of us who watch, read, and study Shakespeare's plays, for they enlighten us about the mind of the man who wrote our most adored dramatic works. Thanks for watching. I hope this video has helped you to understand the details of Shakespearean sonnets. Feel free to comment below and also subscribe and share this. Meet you again in my next video. Bye till then.